Hello everyone, we are Manufaktura Języków Obcych, a language school from Bielsko-Biała, Poland. We've been operating since 2009. We teach the following languages: English, Spanish, Italian, French, German, and of course Polish. We'd like to invite you to listen to our students who talk about their passions and hobbies. Follow us on social network. Let's get started. Hello and welcome from Manufaktura Języków podcast. This is Ramon speaking, and today's episode is quite special, just like our guests. Two young yet very bright individuals that I've had the pleasure working with for over a year now, and it's been great ever since we started. I believe it's time for me to zip my lip and let me introduce them. Maja, how's it going?
I am doing just fine.
Okay, Pawel, what's up?
Hello, I'm fine.
Okay, Maja, could you tell us something about yourself quickly?
I am a high school freshman. I go to biology chemistry class, and I go to the Copernic High School in Bielsko.
Okay, interesting. Pawel?
I'm in second grade technician school. I like cars, walking by myself, stuff like that.
Cool. I mean, as we keep going, probably we might find more about you guys. So before we kick anything off, let me just ask you these very important questions, okay? But I want quick answers. Maja, if you had to choose one season for a whole year, summer or winter?
Summer.
And the reasons for that?
It's warm. I don't like cold weather.
I don't want to hear you again complaining about the summer and how hot it is, okay, but it's fine. Pawel, same question.
Winter, I hate summer. I hate when it's warm. I hate when the humidity is low. I prefer when it's cold.
Okay, next one, pizza. Thin crust or thick crust?
For me, it's thick crust.
Okay, that's not quite Italian. Okay,
Yeah, I know, but it's stuffing.
that's
I
what you
it
like.
more.
Thin crust, I really enjoy the lightness of the pizza.
Okay, all right, and finally, and I know I cannot imagine the answers. MP3 music, digital or analog, like Walkman or something?
For me, it's MP3.
For me, it's analog all day.
And the reason for that?
I just enjoy the sound
Just
and the feel
interesting.
of it.
Okay, guys. Today we're gonna be talking about change. Okay, actually that's our topic for today's episode, and just this plain and simple question: do you like change, or do you prefer things to stay the same? Maja?
I personally prefer things to stay the same, but at the same time, I hate monotony. So it's for me, it's like it really depends on what we're talking about. For example, I prefer to, for example, stay in one place for a longer time than to constantly change locations. But at the same time, at some point it gets boring, so a change would be good. But it not often not often changes, but also not the same thing for the whole time.
Okay, so not that kind of ongoing changes or
Yeah, but not
things
so
that.
quick change, not quick changes, but slower changes.
Okay, and the same one, Pawel. Do you have any
I
different?
really find myself enjoying even small changes. This really keeps me going. I just enjoy new things, even if they are really small ones. However, I really like to have everything organized, to have a plan.
No surprises.
Yeah, I don't like working without knowing what I'm going to do specifically next. So actually, planning it may be a problem, but yeah, I think everything depends on the scale of the changes.
Okay, I'll start with you again, Pawel. So, have you made any recent change in your life?
Well, I bought myself a new boots. I bought myself a new Walkman. Yeah, that's a recent change. But talking about the biggest changes, I think I moved places. It wasn't actually recently. It was 3 years ago.
Did you?
Yeah, but the change is huge. So it actually made everything better.
Okay, and in which way? For example, the way you commute to school, the way you.
The commute is actually way worse, but I can cope with it. It's not a big deal, no biggie. But yeah, I finally have my own room. There is more space, and even if the house needs some work, I enjoy it. I think everyone does.
Right. I'd like to ask you, Maya, also the same one, if you've made any recent changes in your life.
This wasn't fully consensual, but like a bigger change in my life was going back from online schooling to normal schooling, like going back to school in real life. And
We've been there.
yeah, but I suppose that's like the biggest change that happened recently. That there's not really a lot of different things that's been happening. So
All right. And I'm going to ask you this one hypothetical question. If you could change anything in your life, what would it be? Just let it go through your mind and just wonder what you might be changing in your life if you had a chance to.
It's a hard question, but generally speaking, I think environments I'm in. And I mean, it could be everything. It could be people I'm with. It could be like place, physical place I'm in. Maybe even living place. I don't know.
Okay, so what I understand that probably would change the surroundings or the environment you're in at the moment.
Yeah.
That's what you mean. Okay, and how about you, Maya?
for me, it would probably be like the amount of money in my bank account. Like that's the first thing that came into my mind because I tend to spend a lot of money, and it's just never enough for me. So I would, if I could, I would get more money, but I really can't.
Okay, coming up next, this question. Do you think it's easy or hard to keep up with the recent changes in our life? You know, like, for example, the first thing pops to my mind is technology, for example. Like, personally speaking, I don't feel I'm up to following or being updated or being up to date with the latest technological changes in life. How about you guys? If you look at it from this perspective.
Well, if your financial situation isn't great and you can't allow yourself to get into newest technology, it may be quite hard because when you actually get something new, you find out there is a lot of more features and a lot of more things you have to just do to use it, and it may be quite hard at the beginning. But if you're up to date with the technology from, I don't know, 3 or 4 years, and you just get yourself something new, I think it may be complicated at first, but some people may figure it out without any problem.
Okay, before I move to Maya, okay, could you just give me like easy or hard for you to keep up with the change in our life? Do you find it easy?
I mean, everything has a user manual, so
Okay.
I think I don't really have a problem with coping even with the newest technologies.
Okay, and how about you, Maya?
For me, I really think it's like it really also depends on the topic because if you're like interested in the topic, then you do your research and it's easier for you to keep up with the changes because, like I said, you're interested in it. But then again, when it comes to like some stuff that like isn't as important to you, but yet has like constant changes and changes a lot, it's really hard to keep up with it sometimes.
Okay, I just like got this question in a spare of the moment. What you would never change? Of course, maybe our names, but I know. I mean, I know somebody who changed their name. To be honest, it's like my brother. I'll tell you the story later. What you would never change? You would never even think about or considering changing.
My first thought would be the closest people for me, so friends and family. Because like when I said back there that changing the environments could like include people around me, I didn't actually mean my friends and family. So yeah, that's my first thought, because it would be actually quite hard to find yourself again without anyone close to you.
Okay, Maya.
For me, it would probably be my friend group. Like those are people that I've been friends with for the longest time. Like with one of them, I've been friends since first grade, since like primary school. And those are people that I basically grew up with, and I wouldn't want anything to change. Like when it comes to our relationship.
Okay. have this quite a game. Okay, maybe you would just try to try to explain how it works. It's called Knockout Change Game. I'm gonna give you guys each 2 categories that you think you need to compare, in which of them would be the hardest to change. Okay, so let's do first round Maya, and then I move to you, Pavel. Maya, I'll give you 2 categories: getting married, starting a family. You have to choose one that is out. The one you choose to keep would go on for the next level.
I think it's hard, like with the starting a family thing.
It's harder than getting married.
It's harder than getting married.
Okay, starting a family or starting a new job.
Starting a family.
Starting family or going back to. I have here going back to school, but maybe let's say living abroad.
Where?
Living abroad, living out of Poland.
Starting a family still.
Still okay. Starting family or retiring or quitting study, for example.
Starting a family.
Okay. Starting a family or start smoking or quit smoking.
Starting a family.
Still okay. Starting a family or change religion.
Change religion.
Oh, so now change religion wins. Change religion or change sex, gender.
Change gender.
Okay, that's like radical, substantial, I guess. Okay. All right, Pavel. Let's start with you. Getting married or starting a family?
It's out of my league. Come on. I think starting a family.
That's why they call it major life change.
Yeah, I think starting a family, it's very hard to get a financial backup and everything.
Okay, starting a family or starting a new job?
Starting a family.
Again, okay. Starting a family or living abroad?
I think living abroad, because even if you find every change about changing family to starting family hard, it's still easy if you have someone right beside you. And studying abroad mainly is living alone and finding yourself in the totally new world.
It probably would be the hardest, starting a family abroad.
Yeah.
Okay, so living abroad or again retiring or just quit education or quit your job.
Oh, I think living abroad.
Again, okay, living abroad or quit smoking or maybe a bad habit. Yeah, quit smoking.
I've never been addicted, but I think if you're addicted, there is a reason it's called addiction. I think stop being addicted is quite harder.
Okay, and quit smoking or stop being addicted or change religion.
I don't know what would mean more to somebody.
Yeah, just personal attitude or personal experience in your.
I've never been religious, so I would stick with the addiction.
Okay, and the last one would be change religion or sex change or gender change.
If someone has motivation to it, but me personally, I would still stick with the addiction.
Alright, and that was it. So thank you guys for coming today, and hopefully we'll have another podcast like in the near soon. So thank you again.
Yes, I really enjoyed it. Thank you.
Thank you.
And that was it for today's episode. We had Maja and Pawel. So thank you everybody for listening, and hopefully we'll have another podcast in the near future. Thank you.
Thank you for listening.